I don't know if he's given up on Rocket League. He's gonna give you an astronaut. I don't know what that was all about. Something happened. He's swearing at him. That poor. Hello, everyone.
Bonjour.
Welcome to the Schmucks Club, where we
Comment ça va?
what he said. We are in the section of the holidays. We're at the end of the holidays, beginning of the new year. I personally apologize for not uploading videos. I've been fucking busy, as I'm sure most of you have been.
Y'all can hit the dislike, but nobody will know you ever disliked it.
Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know.
We'll know.
We'll know, and we'll come for you.
Yes.
How was your Christmas? Was it good?
Yes, I had a great Christmas, actually. It was one of those Christmases where you don't have to go overboard, but you get, I got you on that one too. Come on, side effects all day, bro. My son wanted one present, so we bought one present, and he was still oddly surprised when he opened one present. Not that he only had one, but what it was. He was legit still surprised that it was an Oculus. So we have been delving into the world of VR.
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 No.
Virtual reality.
Yeah.
If anybody's watching this and does, I highly doubt that anybody seeing this doesn't know what VR is.
If you don't know what VR is, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not keeping up on anything.
And you don't know what AR is, augmented reality, then you should definitely take a look into that, because that's mixing the VR world with our actual world.
So yeah, you heard about the metaverse there that's coming out, or whatever the hell it's called.
And you know what number one thing that sucks about the Oculus? It's built by Meta. It is the Meta VR. Yeah, but price-wise, performance-wise, unfortunately, it's amazing. It really is. So that's what sucks. It's like when Walmart has something cool, or Google somehow has something cool. You're like, it's cool, but I hate it. So they did well. I haven't linked my Facebook. I've logged in with it, so obviously, I mean, all of the metadata that goes everywhere is already there. So I kind of accepted into that one. But everybody kind of got some stuff that they wanted this year. It was a comfortable Christmas, and there was no stresses this year. So, how about you?
I mean, my Christmas was all right. It was mainly for my niece who came over, to be honest with you. So, wasn't really for us per se. I got things that I wanted. You know,
was that like sleep in snow? Did you keep like a basic Christmas lift?
Neither one. Well, I guess I did get sleep, because after Anna went home, I passed out on her brand new. So we got Anna this big giant beanbag thing, and oh my god, this thing is so comfortable. So comfortable. But
so Uncle Bo tried it out, and it was perfect.
I tried. I to this day am still trying it out, just to make sure. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Had family over Christmas Eve. That was good. Saw my dad and my stepmom. And this weekend I'm gonna go see the other half of my family. So it doesn't end. Family.
Yeah,
But yeah, Other than that,
See the
that's
special person on Christmas Eve. See, this what's really weird is having us like we have a split family. So like my son is sometimes with me on Christmas Eve into Christmas, and sometimes I get him on Christmas and keep him after. You know, so the same thing. It's always changes it. And I thought when we first split up that it was gonna be tough. You know, like it's like man, holidays are gonna be ridiculous. But in all honesty, with the way the world is nowadays, it allows for everybody to have a good time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
If your family's not 100%, you know, traditional, and we carry our own traditions from year to year, but we made sure that it doesn't necessarily have to be a specific day. We made it around the holiday, so you can do whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
We could do it on a Tuesday, you know, Tuesday, the 27th, if we wanted to. You know, we could still celebrate it if that was the day we had, but it allowed for the person that I'm interested in to she happened to have the night off as well, and you know she finished up wrapping her presents, and we kind of hung out and exchanged gifts and had our own little time, so we didn't have to take any time away from our family time that we both had the next day. So you know it's kind of interesting.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I got more fish. I got money for Christmas, so I ended up getting more fish. I got new fish tanks, which is nice. So mostly it came from what I purchased. That's what I got for Christmas. But it was nice seeing family. I mean, at the end of the day, it was nice not having to run around all over the place too. I didn't run all over the place. They came to me.
That is good.
That was nice. So you know, there's that.
Okay, you should go back and make the sound when you said I got new fish, because you point, and when you point, you should go. It's perfect. You'll see it. But we'll cut back in right here because you were looking down like this. So just look down, and I'll say okay. Okay, yeah, exactly. I was just thinking of what other people were doing for the holidays, and I was in line, and there's an old person in front of me, and I hear, "My, look at that fat girl!" And she's pointing to a magazine, and it was Rebel Wilson. Do you know who Rebel Wilson is?
No.
Have you seen Pitch Perfect?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't.
what else is she in? She's in so much stuff.
Who is it?
It's that Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson. Let's see.
Yeah, she I believe is British, and she's in a bunch of stuff. She's hilarious.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I've never seen any of her movies.
Right. Yeah. So this big thing came out that during quarantine, she decided she was going to get healthier, and she lost. I don't even know the number, but she physically looks 1,000 times better. She's no longer heavy set. She's fit. And
yeah, the first thing that when I brought it up was Rebel Wilson's weight loss.
Yeah, it's taken over. I mean, I may be a little bit behind the story because I don't necessarily follow a lot of pop news, but I do find some things that come across, my feed from time to time. And this was one of those things. There's a whole thing about her having an argument or discussions or multiple discussions with her agents on the fact that she shouldn't do it because they were typecast. That's 100% proof of the industry's selfishness when it comes to it. There are so many, I don't know if you've seen it, there are so many actors coming out now that are saying how crappy Hollywood is for actors. They're literally saying almost don't do it, or if you're going to do it, just let me tell you, they are hanging you out to dry. They are taking 98% of your profits. They are using you. And these are actors that have been around for years and years and years. I'm afraid I don't have a specific example right now, but if you Google it, I probably think at least 5 people you know of right now have already said it. But that's the whole thing is they're like, wait, no, don't lose, because we're selling you as the funny fat chick. You can't sell her as the funny fat chick anymore because she's fit. If she's in a bathing suit, she could almost be on Baywatch as a B character. You know what I mean? She's not Pamela Anderson, but she's definitely fit to the point that in her bathing suit, she looks good, and it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. I need to work on my weight loss this year.
Dude, same.
I'm
picking two unorthodox, two unorthodox ways of working out. First, well, I don't know if it's unorthodox. Yeah, no. Yeah, get out of here. I already got those. That right there, that's from gaming. Is all that? That's my like, boom headshot, boom headshot, boom headshot. That's how it goes. No, I'm gonna do the speed bag, the boxing speed bag. Yeah, rhythm, and a little bit of cardio because you're really getting those muscles working. But the other one is I'm buying a cheap drum set, $200-$300, and I have some older stereo equipment. You know those. I have a big box stereo speaker because I want to look like I have a lot of money, but the components in it aren't really that good kind of speaker. They're just big loud speakers. Like Pioneer used to make the big wooden speakers and they look nice, and the components weren't over the best. But anyway, they're big home speakers, old school from like the 80s, with like one of those big receivers, you know, the older that doesn't really do anything other than just a volume button. And I just turn them right towards me with the drum set. I just blare music and just jam away. And you want to talk about working out? Holy smoke. But that's gonna be one of my New Year's. I just cleaned out the basement and I got room to expand.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to maybe lose some weight. Maybe hopefully try to breathe again. That would be great. That'd be great. I like to be able to bend over and tie my shoes and not have to take multiple deep. Yeah, it's like makes me sick to do that. Like that's my goal at the end of the day. Healthier. I definitely want to be healthier. Even if
do you have to change your diet too, or are you fairly okay on what you eat?
No, I gotta change my diet. My diet consists of McDonald's and horrible foods, man. Tacos and yeah, I need to change my diet 100%.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough in a day and age where, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys do like meals and stuff, you know, like actually cook meals. It takes a lot of time out of a day. You know, sometimes it takes money. The cost of ingredients are going up everywhere. So just making food at home sometimes is just more labor intensive and more or as cost effective, you know, as just picking something up. So, you know, do you guys tend to cook more?
I mean, I do cook. It's not that. It's just the food that I like isn't. It's not good food that I cook. I mean, I could cook good food. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, we used to do Hello Fresh, stuff like that. But we got rid of that because it got costly after a while, and then we didn't end up. You know, you take that week off, right? That week you're like, I don't feel like fucking cooking. Yeah. And then you have 3 boxes of meals sitting in your refrigerator that go to waste because you didn't cook it. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you cancel it real fucking quick. But yeah. So there's that, but I tend to eat out more often than I should probably. I mean, I like my Chinese food. I like my, you know, steak and cheeses and stuff like that. So it's,
Speaking of Chinese food, here we go again. Speaking of Chinese food, one of my favorite things are steamed dumplings.
Oh man, I love those fucking things. You go to the buffets and you get the steamed dumplings. Oh,
my problem are places that may use a thicker dough. I'm almost talking like thin wonton. Yeah, you know, like if you ever get wonton soup, I don't know if you've ever got that. Those wontons are very, they're a thin one. And there's places around them, like the one over by Martin's.
Mm-hmm.
Zins, they like specialize kind of in them. They're known for them, so they have a very thin. But yeah, any one of them get me, man. The mixture of like the pork and sauce they put in the middle of it is just
so
oh my god.
You know,
I'm not a fan of the fried ones just because I don't like chewy things.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the steamed ones because they're softer. But man,
if you ever get a chance when you go to Augusta, go to the buffet there, Great Wall. Their steamed dumplings are to fucking die for, dude. Nice. I go there and they'll have the whole freaking thing, like you know how they keep them in those little pots, and it steams up, and then there's like the cabbage that they keep them in to keep them moist.
Yep.
I'll grab that whole thing and put it on my plate. And
like,
dude, you have no idea. Like, people will be behind me. I'd be like, yeah, you go. That sucks.
He reaches over and grabs the spoon ladle to grab all of the things out of there in one scoop.
Oh, dude, they're so good. I love them so much. But yeah, I'm same. I don't really particularly care for the fried ones. I mean, I'll eat them.
Yeah,
they're not my favorite. You know, if they don't have any steamed ones, I'll probably grab some of those. But
yeah, still you got that nice flavor, but definitely a different texture.
Yeah. It's like you said, they're kind of like chewy, almost chewy.
Yeah, a little tougher. Yeah, I've actually thought, because I'm in the middle of redoing the kitchen over here, and I've already got the 3-wall figured out, but there's an island right directly on the other side of my computer here. Actually, my computer's on it. And I'm going to rebuild it with like top cupboards. So it's not going to be as deep or as tall, or technically it'll be as tall, but it'll just be like a more shallow countertop. You know, it'll be like a 14 to 16 inch countertop versus being like 20 to 30. And what I thought about doing is doing a single gas burner so that I can have an actual wok.
Oh yeah, and I'd love to have a wok. Yeah,
I think it would be just crazy because you'd have this cover. You know, I could build a nice like wooden maybe chop block or something, like butcher's block top to go over the top of it when it's not being used, but then top it off and there it is. Just put an actual wok on it, man. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wow.
Yeah. So there's Chinese food for you. Perfect segue into
your new fish. Oh, Chinese, not Japanese. Sorry, that was sushi.
Jesus.
You got some sashimi?
Oh god.
I see the sashimi.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could talk about that.
Eat my fish.
God, now they're too expensive. You eat my fish. Yeah, I mean, I got new fish tanks. I got a 10-gallon and I got a 20-gallon upstairs, and I got new fish. So just for context, I used to have a 5-gallon right here, and that thing used to drive me insane. So I got this 10-gallon, and I had some guppies in a tank that I had upstairs that I moved to this 10-gallon. Yes.
What exactly is a guppy? I don't know anything about fish. Guppy sounds like one of the suckers, and I don't think it is.
It's not. So a guppy they're the long ones with the really big tails that could have like the spots in the tails, and they're really wavy tails.
Yeah. Okay.
As you can see in the background right here, as it swims around, those are guppies.
Okay.
They're
their tail. Right there, that guy going by.
Yeah, the big fat. They have the big fat fanny tails. That's what I like to call them. They're like fanny tails.
Okay, they go like this in the water.
Yeah, and they're really, they have multiple colors and everything else. He's not listening to me anymore, and very upset about this.
Hold on a second.
We're gonna take a pause. So, anyways, even though Adam's on here, I'll tell you a little bit. So I used to have this 5-gallon right here, and decided that I wanted to take the guppies from my upstairs tank and put them in this tank. And number 2, I hated that tank. So I was just saying that I wanted to take the guppies from upstairs and put them in this tank. And I hated that the 5-gallon tank that I had down here. So I got this 10-gallon instead and put the guppies that I had in my upstairs tank into this one.
Okay.
And that's been going.
How many you got in there now?
Trying to remember. I think it's 6 guppies in this tank here. 6
total. How many total in that tank?
6.
Okay, so it's just the guppies.
This is my guppy tank. This is just guppies.
Guppy tank.
I ended up getting a 20-gallon tank. Okay. And that 20-gallon tank was going to be my wife's Tetra tank. So I bought a bunch of live plants, put them in there, and I had nothing but fucking problems with that tank, dude.
The little 5-gallon.
No, it's a 20-gallon.
Oh, the one upstairs.
Yeah, it is. I hate that tank right now. I don't know what's going on with it, but I put Tetris in there and boom, they're all dead. They all died on me. Yeah. So I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do is, I think it might be the gravel that I bought, because I bought this glow in the dark gravel, and I don't know what's caused it. I've medicated the hell out of that tank, and I'm still having problems with it. So I think I'm gonna break it all down. I'm gonna sanitize the whole thing, and then after sanitizing it, I think I'm gonna get new gravel. I think I'm gonna get some just plain stone gravel.
Yeah.
And put that in there and
see if it works.
Replant it and recycle the tank, and hopefully this time I'll have success. But yeah, that's my story of those two tanks. And then on top of all that, I bought a new type of fish myself. I'm not used to. It's not like they're a brand new fish in the world, but new fish. They are called neon blue grommies, and that's up in my 36-gallon tank. And those fish are beautiful fish, dude. Oh, so
how big are they?
They get about 2 to 3 inches. I think right now they're like 2 or 3 inches. I think they get up to, I think they're at their max size. So they're about probably that big. They have blue with almost like a bronze stripe in them, and they have these 2 whiskers that come down off their neck area that they use to, like, they'll get to the bottom and they use it to like feel around and everything. But the reason I bring these fish up, number one, they're beautiful fish, so if you ever get a chance, grommies, beautiful fish. But they have these little antenna things, and when they go to, they call it jousting. Jousting is when 2 fish, you see them and they're swimming next to each other, like nipping at their faces, right? What grommies do is they take that friggin' antenna thing and they stick it out at each other and they swim in circles. And it's just, you have to see it. It's fucking hilarious to watch. It's like 2 idiots trying to push each other away. It's so dumb. But yeah, that's. And then obviously, for my, so right here is my 75-gallon Oscar tank.
Is there a fish in there?
There is a fish in there. There's an Oscar fish in there.
What's it? I don't know what Oscar fish is.
You don't know what an Oscar fish is?
I don't know anything about fish, dude.
How do you?
Look like I have any fish in my house?
Man, you should get some fish in your house, bro. Yeah, well, you know, you should get fish. So anyways, Oscar fish they get big. They get to be about 24 inches is how big an Oscar gets. So we're talking about this big. Really, I should have a bigger tank for it, but I think eventually I will get a bigger tank. I think I'm gonna get a 120 for it. But right now he's in a 75-gallon tank. He's probably like this big.
How long? But it's gonna take how long to get there?
6 or 7 months.
Oh, okay, to get up to the big size.
Big size, bigger size. He'll probably be about a foot in 6 or 7 months, and then they take about a year. They're actually one of the fastest growing fish out there, so it won't be long as he gets bigger.
That's crazy.
But he and I also have a Plecostomus in there. That's the sucker fish you were talking about. That's the sucker fish, you son of a bitch.
Oh, the sucker fish.
Yeah, Pleco. They call him.
Sucker fish.
Yeah, that will get to be about the same size. So he'll get to be about a little bit smaller, probably 14 to 16 inches.
So one fish is going around and dirtying the water and getting all crap on the inside of the glass, and the other one's going around and cleaning the glass.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like sad as fishery.
Well, actually, what happens is like, because I have that light on in it, and algae will get on the glass, and that's what pluckos eat, is they eat the algae off the glass. So actually, I'm dirtying up the tank, and they're cleaning up my dirtiness. Pluckos are just as dirty as Oscars are. Oscars are some of the most dirtiest fish you could ever imagine. When they eat their food, they break it up in their mouth, spit it out, and then they'll eat it again and actually swallow it. Then they shit all over the place. Plecos are the same way. They eat all the algae and then they shit all over the place. So that's what I have to deal with.
Sounds like fun.
So much cleaning. So I have, just so everyone knows, I have roughly about 8 tanks of fish.
It's a lot of fish.
A lot of fish. A lot of fish. Some of them only have 1 fish in the tank. Some of them only have 2, and some of them have. My 36 has like 15 fish in it or something like that. This has, like I said, 5 or 6, 7, somewhere in that range. 2. I have a glowfish tank. 3 beta tanks, and then that 20-gallon tank that I want to freaking blow my brains out every time I see it.
So the betas all on their own? Is that how that works?
Yeah, betas have to be in their own tank. Those are the ones they call the Siamese fighting fish.
Yeah,
those are the ones. So there you go.
Great. So they can't be with any other fish either?
The males cannot be. I mean, the males can go in with females. I mean, but if you're gonna keep them and you're not gonna breed them, then yeah, they have to be by themselves, or else they'll fight the other fish.
Like all other species fish, or just betas?
No, you can keep them with certain species. You can't keep them.
Isn't that weird?
You can't keep them with guppies.
They
Because
eat guppies?
no, they fight them because they think that they're other beta fish. They look similar.
Resemble?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
But yeah, you can
But the
keep.
beta wins, right?
Yeah, I mean, guppies don't know how to fight very well. Guppies are a bunch of pansies who know how to fight each other. So, funny story. Most peaceful fish will fight each other, but they won't fight other breeds. They usually don't pick on other breeds of fish until you start getting into like African cichlids and South African cichlids, and they tend to be just assholes. Yeah, they're assholes no matter what you do. So, but like guppies will, if you put guppies in another tank with other breeds of fish, they'll leave the other fish alone and just fight each other. It's literally how they work.
It's so interesting.
They're cool fish. I mean, these are some of my favorite fish. Guppies are some of my favorite fish.
Are they at max size there though?
There's some that are still growing. Not all of them. Some of them are at max size, but there are some that are still growing. As you can see, this is one of the most active tanks that I have right now.
Right.
Like,
All over the place.
they're all over the place, man. They're always fighting each other because these are all males. So they're always fighting each other, and that's kind of why I wanted to move them all to this tank. Because if they're gonna fight anyone, they can fight themselves. It's kind of how I looked at it.
And they don't hurt each other, huh?
They can. They do sometimes. Like I've had some have parts of their tail missing, but they grow back typically. But yeah, I mean they can hurt each other. But they're guppies. I'm just gonna let guppies be guppies, man. If they want to fight each other, they can. They say I should have 2 females in there right now, but I don't want baby guppies.
Guppies.
Right. I want the guppies that are in there. That's that's all I want. So I don't get females. I guess I could, flush the babies down the toilet, but that wouldn't be nice of me, would it?
Right.
But yeah, that's my life of fish keeping. Sundays are a busy fucking day because Sundays are my tank cleaning days. and I have 8 tanks to clean.
You clean them all. I was gonna wonder if you like staggered them, or if you did them all in one day. But you did.
I try to do them. So I try to do them all in one day because it's better just to. I have the equipment out to do the clean, so I might as well just do it all at once and call it a day.
Fact, buddy.
My wife tends to take care because the betta fish are really my wife's, and she tends to take care of those on her own. And sometimes she'll do the glowfish tank. Sometimes I'll do the glowfish tank. But the rest of the tanks I do on my own.
Gotcha.
This one. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you go ahead.
No. You're on fish, buddy. Keep going.
This one here. So funny, and this is my last thing. So this tank is a pain in the ass to clean because I have a hose. They call it the Python, and what it is it uses positive pressure to drain the tank and to do vacuuming.
Yep.
Well, positive pressure doesn't bring it up over my stairs because I'm in my basement right now.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to go out and buy a pump to gravel vac that tank. So that tank becomes a pain in the ass to clean because it's a 75-gallon tank. I'm not going to carry buckets over the fucking stairs all day.
Right.
So I had to go out and buy a pump. So this has been my most expensive tank. That 75-gallon tank. Just a pain to do.
Not only is it a big tank, you needed an extra pump for it.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, you were saying.
My odd pet that I have been debating for quite a while have been
sugar glider. Birds.
Yep. Not like little parakeets and stuff. I'm going up a couple sizes, like cockatoos. Cockatiels. Sorry, not cockatoos. Cockatiels. Little, the ones that got the little spikies on their head, and little white, but like very specific because like I don't want. They also have the ones that are the pie. They call them pie eye because they have the big red cheeks with the hole. But they also have ones that are they're gray because they color code head and body color, so it's gray and gray, and they're really cool, like white mohawks, mostly white with dark gray streaks down them. I'm like, this is the coolest thing in the world. And when they're standing, their tails can be like 10 inches when they're full grown. You know what I mean? Like their body's only like 8 inches high.
Right.
When they're standing there, their tail's off the back. But anyway, I like birds. Those are birds that they can talk a little bit, but not much. But they're not like asshole birds. They don't just sit there and fucking tweet like a little fucking things. Yeah, one of my exes her mom had those and contours.
Yeah.
Whatever. The next step up from a cockatiel, whatever the next one was, it's the little green birds that are a little bigger, but they're cool. It's a unique pet that I wasn't anxious around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'd want ferrets, but have you ever been around ferrets?
I used to own ferrets.
Fuck, those things are hyper as hell.
Mm-hmm. They
like,
sure
I got
are.
scared trying to because they were like they freaking jump, and I'm like, that thing's gonna bite. That was an exhaust.
That was a horrible exhaust.
Wow, I thought that was gunfire. not joking, because I have my headphones on. That was hard to hear, but yeah, just the freak out of them jumping around. I'm like, that thing's gonna tear my hand to shreds. One of my roommates had him. He didn't really keep them very clean, so
yeah, you have to.
I mean, it's hard to keep up on them. It's something you got to do all the time because it's a very, very smelly animal. So, and I don't really blame them, but they don't smell the best. I mean, you become immune to some of it if you live in it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have two ferrets. Yeah. So.
Did you have them out a lot and playing with them a lot?
Yeah, I used to let them out all the time.
Nice. Did shit go missing?
Sometimes. I used to get them cat toys because they love cat toys. And we had like a whole bunch of them, so I used to give them cat toys. At the old house, I used to have them on my porch. I had, before anyone says anything, it was a fucking insulated porch with heaters in it. Okay, calm the fuck down, people. But I used to have, it was a sun porch, and I used to have them out on that porch. And I used to let them out all the time because I could just shut the door and shut both doors and just let them go. And they used to run around all the time, play with cat toys. I used to have tunnels for them that they could get into and stuff. They were, I mean, they were cool. They were messy though, and they shit in places that you didn't want them to shit. And you're supposed to be able to litter box train them.
Smelly.
The smell didn't bother me that much, because
No, like their shit didn't stink.
I mean, it did if I didn't clean it.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, no, they weren't horrible. I mean, I didn't mind them. They used to, like, if I went out there, they used to be all over me. Like, they would climb up on me, climb up on my shoulders. They used to do war dancing. That's what they call it, by the way. You know, where they hop around and stuff. They call it the war dance. That's how they play. They would bite, but I mean, they weren't that bad.
That's good. Yeah, they never bit me, so I never was really like scared of it because of that. It was just an unfounded fear. I will never have reptiles ever.
Yeah, I'm not like, I like reptiles and stuff. I think if I ever had a reptile, it'd be like a gecko or something like that, you know, or a lizard of some sort. I probably would never have like a snake. I like snakes. I think they're cool, and I joke around with my wife. Oh, honey, let's bring home this bull python. Like, I mean, I like snakes, and when I have friends who have snakes and stuff, like, I'll grab them and I'll let them, you know, slither all over me or whatever. But I don't think I'd ever own them.
You'd never catch me dead with a snake, even holding one. I don't know what it is. I'm not scared of them. They're just eerie to me. It's so weird because I'm not afraid of, you know, there's a fear of things. You know, like fear of spiders. I've seen that kick in and watch people completely lose their mind. I don't see one and I'm not like, ah, but I'm just like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want anything I just don't want anything to do with it. The way they move is the most creepy thing that exists on the face of the earth.
Yeah, I mean, when you're an animal that doesn't need legs, I could see why people didn't like that, you know. I get it. Yeah, and they move fast too. They can move wicked fast, dude.
Yeah, they're apex predator, man. Like, I mean, they can't see above them very well. If they're in an open field, the hawk is definitely gonna whoop their ass. But I'm just saying, if they're not out in the open, it's more tough. But jeez, just seeing them go through, like, you know, trying to catch him or the backyard or something. Like, he's right there, and all of a sudden I'm like, well,
I used to catch them all
when I'm going inside
all the time, man. I used to go because I used to grow. Let's go back into it. Yes, John, we get it. You grew up on a damn farm. So I used to grow up on a farm, and I used to go out in the garden all the time. I'd catch them, snap them right in the back where they can't bite you. I used to grab them, then I'd huck them out in the field.
Here you go, eagles. Here you go, hawks.
I have done that before. But yeah, I mean, snakes don't bother me. But I'd like a chameleon or whatever. Yeah, I'd get one of those.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be cool if I had a chameleon right here?
Yeah, over there.
Right in the back, right there, right in the back, right where that table is. I think I put one right there.
Yeah, it'd be dead.
Yeah.
I would know what air fried
chameleon would taste like. Yeah,
no,
but I mean, I've had all kinds of things. I've had ferrets, I've had chinchillas, obviously I've had fish. I've had a parakeet, I think is what they're called. The green one, the small ones, the tiny one. I had one of those when I was a kid. Dogs. I've had dogs almost my entire life at this point. Cats.
I'm the most honest non-dog owner. The only reason I don't own a dog is because I'm too lazy.
It's fair enough.
I'm like, you know what? I actually tried to own a dog when I was 18, and the whole getting up and taking them out constantly trying to train a dog wasn't for me at the time. And I'm like, you know what? I know exactly how much energy it takes to have a dog. I don't have that to spare.
Mm-hmm.
But I love dogs. I play with everybody's dogs. It's like babies.
Mm-hmm.
And give them back to their owners.
That's why I love my dog. I mean, I love dogs. I don't know what to tell you. I'll take the time to train the puppy if I need to train the puppy. You know, it is what it is. That's part of dog owning. So
people like you, I get to play with dogs.
It's because of people like me, you get to play with dogs. That is true.
Absolutely.
I've
On a related note.
Oh, go ahead. Good.
But related to cold AF outside, do you fish?
I mean, I do fish. I go fishing every now and again. My wife drags me fishing.
Smelting?
I have in the past.
I think that would be a fun trip.
Everybody loves doing it. Yep.
It's not far at all.
You usually go to Farmingdale.
Oh, nice. I just know the couple up gyms and I don't know the other one. There's a couple of them in this area, but it's crazy how close it is. That's what gets me.
You just walk?
No.
Oh, you like me.
It's not that close.
Doesn't even matter if it's freaking 2 feet up the road. I'm gonna hop in my car and just drive out there.
Go. Oh no, I'm definitely talking like we drive like a half hour, 40 minutes.
Got you. Yeah,
it's but it's surprising. Yeah, because we go up to I think one of the places we go is in Gardner.
Yeah, Farmingdale. Across the bridge. Across the bridge in Gardner. So you go to Hollowell, like the Hollowell area, cross the bridge and drive down the road that way, and you go down by the river, right?
That gets you back on the river. Yeah.
Yep, that's where I go to. Yeah.
Nice. It's such a cool little event. You know what I mean? It's like you can catch fish, you can cook them there if you want. I mean, you can just hang out. You could kind of do whatever you want to do. It's nice, just a nice hangout area.
I mean, what we did. They have a little stove inside the shack.
Yeah.
That keeps you warm. They cut out both sides of the fish,
the shack,
and
so cool.
You drop hooks down there with a piece of worm on it, and that's how you smell. Nice.
Yeah. My uncle had a I remember. So when I was little enough that my mom was so paranoid that they tied me to one of the beams, so I didn't fall in the hole. My mom was that paranoid. Yeah, so you know how you can just sit there, right? You get a bench and you just sit there on the edge of the water like this. Well, my first few years, because I was little, you're talking little though. I'm talking like probably like 3 or 4, like little. And there I am on the side. She was so paranoid they tied rope around my chest area and then like to whatever they had. Sometimes it was to my mom, whoever it was, but yeah. So I couldn't go too close to the water.
Wow, that's horrible.
Yep. Yeah.
I never went when I was a kid. I went when I got older a few times, and we pretty much just brought beer and went smelting. Brought some snacks, and we didn't catch a fucking smelt, but we had a good time doing it anyway. I'm not much of a fisher. Weird, right? I have fish. I'm not much of a guy who likes to go fishing.
Right, but you're also not the person that won't eat fish because you own fish. You're not like, oh, this is you're just like, it's a fish, whatever. But you're just not into the other side of fish.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't like fish. I don't eat fish.
You don't eat fish?
Nah, I'm not a huge fish fan. Like, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't go fishing. Was because I was like, I don't like to eat fish, so why go fishing? It's not like I don't go fishing. It's just I was never like, I don't particularly care for the taste of fish.
Yeah. If I'm gonna try to get back into it a little bit more because I do like pan fried smelts, like everybody does. You just do a home cooked batter, throw them in after deboning them, and it basically turns into like almost like a little crispy fish. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not like a big fluffy fish that you're gonna eat because they're freaking, But they've changed the regulation on them quite a bit now. Like. You got to remember, I'm talking 30 years, at least 30 years. So obviously things have had to change a lot since then. But like I remember going and you just had buckets, 5-gallon buckets. People coming out of their shacks with like 2 5-gallon buckets full of fish.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now it's like they're like, oh, you can catch you get this little like whatever, like 1-gallon pot, or it's like this tiny amount that you can catch. Or it may have just been the year we tried to go, but I remember a big warning on there I don't keep up with fishing game very much, but there was some sort of regulation put on as how many you can pull out of there. And I'm like, I remember people just hot on fish, man. You got two guys in there and they're just ripping each line, and there's so many fish. I remember days like that, but I don't know if it's if the surplus is good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I personally haven't been in a while. Usually I just buy smelts when I go ice fishing, you know. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean, there's where we usually go fishing. There's a place right up the road, or I go to Jack Traps in Monmouth and just grab some smelts. So I never had. That's why I don't. We only went smelting just for the experience, because it's a different experience.
If we went, try to figure out. I got one other guy in mind. I don't know if he'd be interested, but we could probably get just go and hang out, you know.
I don't do that much anymore. Hang out.
No, gotta get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Gonna have, because we're also gonna be doing the Saco River.
Oh, when are you doing that?
Next summer, probably like right in the middle. We're gonna probably do a couple trips, but at least one of them is gonna be just a guy trip.
Yeah.
Gonna go out, go get some food or something like that, and then go float it, then go get some dinner or something, or maybe have like a barbecue or something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to when I was a kid. I used to go camping in the Saco River.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. That was a fun time. I used to like going down.
Absolutely.
I mean, I
really didn't think I was gonna enjoy floating it, like the commercial kind of floating it. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it the first year, and somebody invited me, and I was like, whatever. I'm not really doing anything. And now it's been every summer, and we showed up one day, and it was cloudy.
I've done that.
And the people I was with were just like, we got the day off, we're going, let's go. So we're going, and it gets darker and darker and darker, and it wasn't like cold, but it was probably like low 60s, you know. It wasn't overly warm, and I got my hat on, my big brim hat, and all of a sudden the skies just open up. We're probably 20-30 minutes down the river, and it just opens up. Their hair is, granted, they're on the river, and they're not going to do their hair all up, but you know, they had it at least a little style to go down. No, wet dogs, every one of them. Their hair just falls over, and I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden it cleared up, and the sun came out, and we all dried off, and then the next 2 hours was nothing but awesomeness.
I went down the Saco River, like, no joke, pouring rain all day, camped out that night. That was probably the most interesting experience, because it wasn't horrible. Like, I've gone camping in the rain before, especially, I mean, this was when I was a kid. Rain was nothing to me. Yeah, I did tent camping. I've done every kind of camping there is in the rain. So it was an interesting experience. It's an interesting experience because the rain's coming down. When you're getting in and out of the canoe, it's water all around you. Like, it was a wet time. Let me tell you, sleeping, it was wet. And best part of the trip is when we got home, all of a sudden our legs were extremely itchy. Yeah, where we camped was a big giant patch of fucking poison ivy.
Oh man.
That was probably the worst part of it, was the aftermath.
Yep, that's crazy.
That sucked. Poison ivy all up and down my body. Like, I don't break out heavily to poison ivy. I mean, I get little rashes here and there, but you know, I'm not definitely.
You kind of have to have like direct contact.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh, just brushes here and there. It just spreads. Yours is like, yeah, I made contact right here. Here's a rash.
Yeah. Then it doesn't spread up. But dude, I had fucking poison ivy up my back, up my chest, in areas you don't want to know. That was horrible. That was the worst experience of poison ivy I've ever had. And funny thing is, I haven't had poison ivy since.
No joke. Grew tolerance.
Yeah, grew a heavy tolerance to it, I think. I haven't had poison ivy ever since. I was back when I was like 16, 17.
Oh, that's how long ago that was?
Oh yeah, it was a long time ago.
No joke. Yeah, my friend, we were supposed to hang out on a weekend, and I got a message the day of, I think, it was the day of, and they you know how when you're on a weekend, like you get up and you start doing one thing and then it leads and you get doing another, and then you just kind of get on a roll and you just keep doing things. Well, she had done that, and so she was outside. It was a nice like June, August, like warm day, and she decided she's going to take down a bush that she had been meaning to take care of for a while. So tank top and shorts and flip flops in a like 6-foot bush, not assuming that a poison ivy bush can be 6 feet tall.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah, so or at least not thinking that the one where it was, you know, because it's her property, she's used to it, and she's like, I didn't even know, I didn't think it was there. And so yeah, wearing minimal covering for being in the woods when you were saying got poison ivy, and all she was, you know, like this, and then woo, I'm hot, woo, yeah. So she had like oh, it was
swollen eyes, freaking everything.
I felt so bad for her. Oh my god, she was literally just walking around the house and wearing minimal with fucking rubbing alcohol. So every time it itched, she would just be like, okay, just put some alcohol on it, okay, we're good.
God, dude, it's and when you get it, dude, and it sucks. It's a bad experience
for a lot of people. It spreads like
Box, have you ever seen Box when he gets poison ivy, dude? He can't get rid of it for like 6 months. Like it's crazy. He has to have, like, most of us, like the normal person who gets poison ivy who's not massively allergic to it, like you can just put some calamine lotion on it or something and it'll dry up and won't spread or anything. Like he'll get poison ivy just by nicking it, barely touching it, and he'll end up having it here all the way up his arm, and then he'll get it on his legs, and then all of a sudden it's on his neck. Like, it's crazy. He has to wrap it in a bandage to keep it from spreading. That's like how bad it is.
That's a crazy allergy to it, yeah.
I feel so bad for the dude. Like when he gets it, he's like, dude, I got poison ivy. I'm like, oh, dude, so you're gonna be out for like 6 weeks, right? Like, that's how bad it gets, dude. It's horrible.
Rough. I couldn't deal with that. He was in the woods.
Oh yeah.
He was in the woods.
So good.
The other thing, I was gonna do something else too. I was talking about guide trips. I want to get doing guide trips because I think it's important in this day and age to step away from your daily life and to form friendships that are away from technology, and not necessarily like, you know, oh yeah, we're gonna drop our phones in our car and just leave because we're meant. No, fuck that. But just getting away, you know, and being able to just chill out and relax away from life for a while. Maybe do a camping trip or something.
Yeah, I mean, my camper,
like local. I don't even care where it is, you know.
Dude, I go camping 3 hours away all summer long.
3 hours? Jeez, that's a long ways to drive, bro.
3.5, almost 4 hours.
I was thinking like Riverbend.
The fuck do I want to go up the road for?
That's why I picked it as close as I could get.
You know what? I actually looked at seasonals there at Riverbend, and I don't want to diss a small business, but let's just say it's a senior community is essentially what Riverbend is. Like, they have the most outrageous fucking rules I've ever seen in my life. Like, you have to be in your camper and getting ready for bed at like 8 o'clock at night. That's how fucking like strict their rules are. Like, if you want guests, it's like $45 a fucking piece for guests. It's fucking tarded. Like, don't bother. Like, you might as well go to whatever Beaver Brook's turning into. They were much better of a campground.
That's true. I remember Beaver Brook. Yeah.
But
there's definitely some, like, you know, I'm talking like maybe half hour, 45 minutes away.
Oh, there's a couple.
Find something that's nice.
We all can just
on a lake or something.
Yeah, I mean, we could just travel 4.5 hours and we can go spend some time up in the woods at my camp.
4.5 hours to your camp?
4 hours. About 4 hours. 3.5, 4 hours. It's a drive.
That's crazy.
It's fun. It's a good time. It's literally out in the middle of nowhere where you do not hear anyone. You hear the chirping of the crickets and the wind blow, and that's all you hear.
Do you have power?
I have a generator.
Oh.
So you have to bring up gas, go full wheeling, go shoot some guns if you want to shoot guns. You know, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Have a good time.
Have a guys weekend.
A legit guys weekend.
Fat Al from a previous episode. You should go back and look at that. Back there's a really good episode with him. Cool. Shout out to Fat Al. He is going to be visiting.
Yeah, no, I want to see that little
next year.
bastard.
If he, depending on how long he's here, you take him out for a main weekend.
Yeah, a real main weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna
take four wheelers, guns. Yeah.
Dude, take him out in the middle of the woods, scare the living shit out of him. What are you guys taking me out in the woods for? Dude, we're just gonna bring you to our shack with chains. It's fine, dude. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Let us know when your cell phone loses signal. Oh man. Actually, you know, you could what's the internet that Box uses? Starlink?
Yeah, there is Starlink. Yeah, he uses that. He has two. I can't. One of them slower than the other. No, it's something else. I can't remember what it's called.
That's good.
But yeah, Starlink. Yep.
I mean, I was just saying you could get technically you could get internet out there.
You could. Well, probably not right now. Starlink is still in its infancy.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's only available in certain areas.
Makes sense.
I don't know if you can get it up there. I thought about getting a mobile antenna booster though, because I mean you don't even get reception up at camp.
Right.
It's the only shitty thing because you have to drive. I mean you take a 4-wheeler trip up the road and they call it cell phone hill because you get signal. The phone booth. You go up to the phone booth.
The phone booth.
But anyways, yeah. So I thought about getting a cell phone booster, but I have to figure out how much they are and if I can actually get signal with it. That's going to be the pain in the ass part because you have to use like an app to figure out where the cell phone towers are. Yep. To put it up in the air so it gets the cell tower.
Right.
And that's kind of hard when you don't have reception.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Yeah. Anyways, so
that's gonna be a math problem for somebody else to do.
Yeah,
that's how I say it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It looks good from my house.
It looks good from my house, you prick. We
used to say that drywalling all the time. Hey, how's that look? Somebody would be in the other room, couldn't even see it. Looks good from my house.
Dicks.
Welcome to construction.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other one is good enough for the girls I go with.
Yeah.
I love old phrases, man. You can't say them anymore because you're going to offend some sort of group of people, and I don't care.
I'm offended.
What's offended?
If
you're offended, what is offended?
I don't know.
Offended. You're offended.
I'm offended. What's offended?
Sounds similar to unfriended.
Boop.
Yeah. If you're offended, I'm unfriended. That's my new life motto, bro.
There you go.
Right. And just like that, you get a new life motto.
Yeah, they like that. So that's the new life motto, folks. Unfriended.
If you get offended, I'm unfriended.
I'll put that up. Boop boop.
You get that?
Doopity doo. I got a riddle just for you.
Oh man, fun.
Anyways,
any games?
I have been playing Ready or Not. Believe it or not.
Oh.
A lot of Ready or Not. I currently have 24 hours in Ready or Not.
That's it. For people that don't understand, that's playing hours.
Yes.
So,
I have not been playing it 24 straight hours, but I have been playing it for 24 hours. And it just released, I think last week?
It wasn't that long because, Box just started playing it.
Yeah, we started playing it together. Actually, if you want to get technical, I have 24.5 hours, and he has 24.4 hours in it.
Ooh, look at you, bro.
I've been playing for exactly 0.1 hours longer than Box has.
But exactly how many minutes is that?
I don't know, 5.
6, close.
Yeah, 5. I was gonna say 5 or 6, one of the two. I think I have like.
You're a math guy. Come on.
No, I'm not. Hell no. Yeah.
Oh, you're not. You hate math.
What's 6 plus 6? I don't fucking know. 24. What? What are you talking
In
about?
some universe, it may be.
What's 1 plus 1? 3?
Well, it depends on how you do your math.
Depends if you have an extra 1. Yeah. If you
Depends
add.
on what you're talking about, because one human and one human can definitely make 3 humans.
Oh. That's a terrible thing. That's a tragedy. That's what that's called. That's let's try for 1 kid, and you get stuck with 3. You're like, oh no,
Yeah.
What did we do?
You're like, can we name one and the other one O? Uh-oh.
And then the last one we can name fuck.
What are your kids' names? Shit, what happened?
Shit, what happened? You playing
Here's
any?
a funny joke. Hold on, I'll tell you about my games in a second. This is a funny joke here. You ready for this one? Not my joke. I heard it. I'm reiterating it for your humor. You ready? Husband come home from work, looks over, he goes, "Hey dear." She goes, "Yes." He goes, "Why are there all the broken condoms all over the couch?" And she goes, "Honey, I've asked you so many times to call their kids by their names, please." That's a funny joke. I went back to Path of Exile.
I seen that.
I am a big fan of ARPGs.
Yep.
And have you ever played a game, while playing the game, justified to yourself that you are wasting time and continue to play the game?
I did tell you I have 24 hours and ready or not, right?
Yeah, like I'm playing through this thing and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna, because what do? You build the character and you run them through. When the league ends, the character goes to normal. It's like Diablo, if you play Diablo. And then they start another league, and then you play the league, and when the league ends, it goes. So you just end up with this huge pile of normal characters because they go through the league and kick them out to like your standard, right? They just call it standard. But yeah, it's one of those games. I like having a grindy game where I can build a character and just wreck face, you know.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I used to play Diablo all the time.
Diablo 3 is a big one.
I played Diablo 2.
Have you not played Diablo 3?
I've never played Diablo 3.
Have you ever played Grim Dawn?
Nope.
Ooh.
I ended my career in that genre of game at Diablo 2.
I mean, it's a good place. It's a good place to leave off. Never play Resurrected. Never ever play Resurrected.
I own Resurrected.
So, Resurrected is only a bad game if you play Diablo 3.
Why is that?
Because in 2 hardcore Diablo fans' opinions, this is me and another person, if you have the capability to make the graphics for Diablo 3 as awesome as they are, because I will give them credit, I'll give Blizzard credit in this, that they kept the majority of what everybody liked about Diablo 2. They didn't go crazy with it. They kind of just, when it first came out, that was the negativity that hit with Diablo 3, was they're like, oh, they just made Diablo 2 look better. It's like, well, the mechanics are the same, but they, you know, the skills and everything they did differently, but the feel of it, the look of it was very Diablo 2. So they did great. The problem is that they've had that technology since Diablo 3 was released, and Diablo 2 Resurrected, when you kick over to the new UI that they put over it to make it look better, those graphics are not as good as Diablo 3 graphics. And that's the problem. They should have. You'll notice 1,000% difference. It's so weird. And that's what struck us as strange is that if you have the technology, you should bring it up to the technology you have. Make it look as real as possible, because if they did that, if they made the Resurrected look like Diablo 3, holy shit, would it have been awesome. You would have had me, and it's Derp's the other one that we had. Derp and I talked about this for like a half hour, just about the quality that we weren't really a fan of, and it's just what it was. It was like we didn't understand. It just felt like they didn't put enough into it. So, and that was my my issue with it. Is just you have the technology to bring it up to Diablo 3, but anyway, the flip side of Grim Dawn, I think, is it's the in between. Diablo 3 is a little, I don't want to say basic, but it's a little rudimentary. You got 4 skills, well, technically 6, but you don't have to do a lot of different work with that. When you get into Grim Dawn, the builds are really, you have to build differently. You have to build skills, and that's what I think was really cool about that. Then Path of Exile, if you've seen the skill tree of Path of Exile, is it looks like the Enigma machine.
Interesting.
It's so complex. There's so much stuff to it.
I've seen commercials of Path of Exile. I just never played it.
My one caveat with Path of Exile is you're too close to the character for my liking. It's an overhead ARPG, and you can't. It feels like you want to pull back, just like because you can see you can see the character like this. You want to be able to come back just a little bit, and it'll make the screen for me comfortable. And that's one thing that Grim Dawn does. Grim Dawn actually allows you to pull out like exceedingly far. I mean, you can still make everything out. It's not like
right.
It's not like RTS, where they're little tiny, but it gives you a really good depth of, like, a comfortable feel of how far you are away. And for me, Path of Exile is just a little bit too close. It makes you feel like you can't see
around
the edges. It feels like you're a little bit enclosed when you're running around, because you can cast things further. You know what I mean? You'd be able to cast out a little bit more.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but ARPGs are my thing.
Yeah, they used to be, and nowadays I don't know. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's definitely like box. He'll watch it and hang out and see cool things happen, but it's basically like a TV show for him. It's like, I have no interest in playing it.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I probably could sit there and watch it and be like, oh, this is a cool game, but I have no interest of trying it.
Yeah, actually building anything in it. How about BRs? Are you a Battle Royale fan?
Not really.
No, are you not really a shooter? Are you a shooter?
I play Ready or Not. Of course, I'm in the shooter.
Well, it's like tactical, like that. That's got like a subcategory.
I'll play Halo. I'm a Halo fan.
That's right. Yeah, you play Halo too.
I'm a Call of Duty fan. I'll play Call of Duty. Have
you heard of Super People?
Yeah.
It's interesting. The reason why I like Super People, and the reason why Mojo likes Super People, is it's like Ring of Elysium, because it's a Korean battle royale, and so the feel of the characters, how crisp the graphics are, is so cool. Really, really nice. Like, you can see enemies off of ways. The graphics are really good, but there's something about the Korean battle royale that just has a feel to it, and it operates so much like Ring of Elysium. And Mojo and I were cracked out on Ring of Elysium. Mojo still was. He was smashing bots all day. When they started to fill the servers with bots, it was like 3 teams and a bunch of bots.
Nice. Well, we've been talking for a while. I think this is probably a good place to end it, right?
Yeah, my stomach just got really upset in the last like 3 seconds. Like, I stopped talking and it was like,
I hate that.
Oh.
My stomach hasn't been feeling good at all today.
I think I've had a couple days. You shouldn't eat that.
Yeah, it's Christmas for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Too much leftover.
Yep. So, anyways, I hope every one of you had a wonderful Christmas. Sorry for the non-uploads. Like I said, holiday season. Welcome to busy time of the year. We hopefully have some exciting things coming to the channel soon.
Really fun.
Yeah. Really fun. I don't know what it is yet, but we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be fun. But
so the world has filled a pinata with really cool things we're gonna do, but we just have to keep swinging and hope that these ideas fall out of the pinata,
exactly.
and then that's what will happen with that.
We're hoping to have more videos that aren't podcast related. Maybe some video game reviews or some news, updated news. Maybe some of Adam turning around and doing nothing. Maybe a Maverick Air. I don't know what that is, but it's a thing.
It's my new drone.
It's his new drone.
Yes.
Oh, so we could have some drone footage.
Drone footage.
Where maybe we can go out and see the beautiful landscape of Maine and show you what Maine actually looks like.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, that would be. We can, but hopefully we have that. We're also thinking about opening up the Discord for any conversations, any comments, or any suggestions. You know, instead of using the comments in YouTube, which I mean, please feel free to comment on YouTube. But yeah, hopefully more videos, maybe some gameplay videos. I know Adam was talking about doing some tutorials for Rocket League at one point. I don't know if he's given up on Rocket League. He's going to give you an astronaut. I don't know what that was all about. Something happened. He's swearing at him. That poor... You shouldn't mistreat your astronauts.
And there's the title of the video.
You shouldn't mistreat.
Make them watch all the way to the end. For the quote, you shouldn't mistreat your astronaut.
There you go, people.
So until then,
we love you. We'll see you next year. And as always, positivity
over negativity.
You all have and Happy New Year. Bye.